Right now, I'm going to call the counselor. Make some noise and welcome the counselor. Brother, Colin, Derrick.
Night and day are catching hell. People think I'm doing well just because I sing a few calypso. But that is my misery. Calypso don't make money, but most of them don't know that I have my axe to grind, just like any other man, existing in poverty and this giant ghetto land. But I intend to hang on. Tell them for me no dice. I ain't gonna eat lice. I ain't gonna grow old, sitting in the cold, not me. No way, they go have to beat me, they go have to eat me, or the heads go roll. Tell them I say I was born in this land, I go die in this land. Nobody go run me from where me come from. Nobody go run me, lad. Nobody go run me. Nobody go run me. Nobody go run me. Me mama must yam. Me papa must yam. Me woman must yam. Me pickle must yam. Nobody go run me. Nobody go run.
Good night, all the good people of York's village. All you good people that have traveled down here to support the United Progressive Party. Good night to you. It is a wonderful privilege to come here tonight to lend support, in particular to the Honorable John McGinley. Brothers and sisters, Brother John McGinley has been one of the strong pillars in the United Progressive Party since we won the 2004 election. He was given some very strong ministries. A lot of people don't seem to realize that Brother John McGinley had to carry some very heavy weight. He was the Minister of Health, and now he's the Minister of Tourism. Those are very heavy, 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 heavy ministries to be in charge of. And brothers and sisters, we must congratulate Brother John McGinley, despite what some others say. Remember, the Mount St. John Hospital not be completed on the Antigua Labour Party. But Brother John McGinley was able to nurture and carry it forward and deal with the transformation, to bring Halberton over to the Mount St. John's Hospital, that we now have a first-class hospital that everybody is proud of. Anybody who has the misfortune of having one of their families up there at Mount St. John, when you visit that place, you are assured and you're also impressed at how beautiful that place is. And we must congratulate Brother John McGinley for doing and shepherding that. Hooray to Brother John McGinley for that. Brothers and sisters, we must also remember that when Brother John McGinley was there, he inspired the inception of the concept that we must spread out all these clinics, mini clinics, all over the country so that people could get to them without having to come to town. Yes, it took a little time to complete it, but at least they are being completed now. So persons who want to get their medications will now be able to get it near to the communities where they live. We must commend Brother McGinley for that. And brothers and sisters, Brother McGinley moved on to the Ministry of Tourism. And he is there now fighting to ensure that we re-establish ourselves as a country which deals with high-end tourists, people who would spend money, because under the previous ALP government, they tried to attract tourists that didn't spend money. And Brother McGinley has been going all over the world to ensure that all the airlines maintain their presence in Antigua. But brothers and sisters, let me tell you this. Brother McGinley's job is very difficult. Our economy is very, very difficult as well. But tourism is our main source of revenue. And the only way that our tourism product will improve is if the economies in places like England, America, Europe, and Canada improve. Don't care what anybody say. Until those economies get better, we are not going to have a better tourism product and better arrivals. Our opponents go out there and say, oh, Brother McGinley should be doing this and Brother McGinley should be doing that. The tourists that come to Antigua and Barbuda come from Europe, Canada, United States of America. And if their economies are not doing well, they will not travel to Antigua. So until they start to travel, our economy will not jump up as we would like. But what Brother McGinley has been doing is making preparation to ensure that when those economies turn around, Antigua will be well placed to ensure that we get the greatest slice of the pie of the tourism product in the Caribbean. And he's been doing it with the airlines. If you notice, most of the airlines have not dropped their flights to Antigua because Brother McGinley has been going out there to ensure that the Antigua tourism product still stays at the top. Brothers and sisters, that you must admire of the gentleman. Don't worry about the naysayers and the sayers who say that they can bring more tourists here. You cannot get any tourists here until those economies improve. Brothers and sisters, the people of rural North, Brother McGinley has been loyal to you. Brother McGinley has stayed with you. Brother McGinley has had to fight with some very heavy ministries which cause all kind of complaints. But he has fought on. He is positive and he has stayed with you. Your alternative has no track record. Max Fernandez, who is Max Fernandez? Max Fernandez was some chairman of the free trade zone. That zone went into all kind of disruption and corruption and all sorts of things. It has no record. You cannot have a representative that cannot produce anything. Stay firm with Brother John McGinley. He is the man for rural North. And brothers and sisters, I also have to say that because this is a Zone 2 meeting, we must remember that we all must stay firm with the Honorable Harold Lovell up in City East. We must also stay firm with Dr. Harold Court in St. John's Rural East. We must also stay firm with all my colleagues in the other 12 constituencies in Antigua and Barbuda because they are carrying the torch to ensure that you have a better Antigua and Barbuda. Brothers and sisters, I heard tonight sister, Jackie, Dr. Jackie Quinney Leandro mentioned some of the craziness that has been spouted out by the leader of the opposition. Brothers and sisters, what you got to understand, here it is that we came into power in 2004. We met some statutory corporations which were totally destroyed by the Antigua Labour Party. One of them was a Social Security scheme. The government took over $500 million out of the Social Security scheme. As a consequence of that, a lot of you can't get the type of pensions that you are entitled to. Brothers and sisters, you got to understand that because they took away all that money, we were, as a United Progressive Party, would like to have a pension scheme which is index linked. Index linked means that when inflation goes up, your pension rise. When the index comes down, it stays at the same level. But you cannot do that if there's no money in the scheme. The Social Security scheme does not have that money. And that is why we have to commend the efforts of Dr. Errol Court when he made and ensured that he improved the pensions so that people could get who at $100 went to $300 and some others who at $5 went to $1,000. But we want to go higher, but you cannot go higher if the money isn't there.
Just 1 second, let's make an announcement. 1 second.
You want to make an announcement?
1 second.
I'm the Prime Minister.
Somebody take it.
Okay, very well.
Osela Hughes, you are needed by the gate. Your father, I think he took in at the gate. So Osela Hughes, you're needed at the gate. All right? I do apologize.
Well, who is Osela Hughes? Please, can we help her to find there? What's going on? Let us try and sort that out. Brothers and sisters, we don't want to make big of something that is serious, but you heard me speak. We're speaking about our issues of medical benefit and social security. And I trust that the individual who has just fallen down is in a position that they can get all the facilities to help them in life. But brothers and sisters, I want to say to you that our social security system was raped. We in the United Progressive Party have done our best to bring it back. We're still fighting to bring it back. In fact, the difficulties that we're experiencing is that because the money isn't there to make the raises that we want to, there's a talk now of making the retirement level even higher. The reason for carrying the retirement level a little higher is because you want to have the money there that when you retire you can get it. But because of the ALP, because of the fact that you all don't forget that Asset Michael took all that money out of the hurricane, out of Social Security. Then they went back and took money out to build all kind of roads and sidewalks and never paid it back. That is why you can't get the pensions that you would require and you would be loved from the Social Security scheme. And on top of that now, Gaston Brown. Gaston Brown has now come and told you in advance, and you must give him credit that he told you in advance that he's going to thief the money from those Social Security again to do all kind of craziness so that you, the people who have made your contributions, can't get your benefits. That is crazy. And let me tell you this, even the United Progressive Party could never ever come and tell you that they're going to use Social Security funds or medical benefit funds to do any kind of matters or development which does not apply to your pensions or to their health system. What is wrong for the ALP is wrong for the UPP. You got to stand up and say Social Security funds, medical benefit funds is your funds and is the funds that you must benefit from. No fly-by-night politician. No politician can come and use your funds and say you're going to build this and build that and they can't replace it. That is totally wrong. And we as a party must stand up and say and declare that we too will never touch your funds which are put there to help you for health and to help you for your pension. And brothers and sisters, I want you to also remember that notwithstanding the difficulties that we've been experiencing, in the medical benefit scheme, once upon a time, there were a lot of people who were rushing around with all kind of sheets of paper begging for health care. We have tried to make sure that we can care for those people who are ill. We need to expand it. So whatever extra funds we get in the medical benefit scheme, we need to do it to help the health of those people who are unfortunate and unable to finance their health schemes. And that is what we must do as a party. Right now, We have not extended it as much as we can because the actuarial experts tell you that you cannot do this unless you can get the revenues to support it. And until we get the revenues to support it, we can't extend it particularly to those people who are suffering from cancer. We have a lot of people that are suffering from all sorts of cancers. And the medical benefit scheme should be there to help them. But cancer is a disease which requires a lot of money. And Gaston Brown and them say they don't want you to get no relief. They're going to use it to build sidewalks and roads and so on. We say no, not at all. The monies in the medical benefit scheme is to deal with health issues. The monies in the social security scheme is to deal with your pensions and your unemployment. And hopefully, if we can build the medical benefit scheme to a high enough level, we'll have a universal health scheme. And I say that because just last week, there was an incident involving a young man who got into a serious car accident. Unfortunately, he was not a contributor to the medical benefit scheme. And because he was not a contributor to the medical benefits scheme, the medical benefits board could not help him. Now, that is what the law says. But if we had a universal medical scheme, if we had enough monies in the medical scheme to do that, we could give it to persons who have serious injuries. And that is what we are trying to build up the reserves of the medical benefit scheme to do, so that you don't have young men, young people, and other people going around with little pieces of paper begging to send somebody in a health ambulance to Trinidad or to America. Our health scheme should be able to help those who are unfortunate and who can't manage their health bills. I have no problem with making that contribution, and I know a lot of people have no problems with that. And that is what this party is trying to achieve. But the Antigua Labour Party has decided that since they lost power, and since the United Progressive Party has come around and built up those statutory bodies so that they have some monies now, they want to go and raid it again and destroy it again. Well, brothers and sisters, you must encourage your friends and your family. Can you vote for a set of vagabonds that want to destroy your future again? You must not allow that to happen. And Gaston Brown, you must remember that his sidekick, that boy, Asset Michael, was the one who stole those monies involved in the hurricane repair thing. He never gave no account for it, you know, from Social Security, and he's there now. These are the people now who have that sort of vengeance. They're coming back now to try and regain what they've lost for the last 10 years. And we as a party, we through our friends and our family must ensure that that will never happen to Antigua and Barbuda again. And brothers and sisters, I want to tell you also, do not fear. All of us in the United Progressive Party are resolved, and we are fighting to ensure that we will maintain our position to help you and Antigua and Barbuda and make us a better country. It is not easy. We will not be defeated in the next few months. We are going to be the government for the next 5 years. Because we have shown to you that we've made the sacrifices. We have made the tough decisions to ensure that you have a strong future, your children have a strong future, and your grandchildren have a strong future. Those vagabonds is the same group. There has been no change in the Antigua Labour Party in its composition. The main players are still there. And don't fool yourself. They're cooping each other, because if they get a chance to get back in there, they're going to cut each other's throat. And then cut your throat and have us all in purgatory. We will not allow that to happen. And I can assure you this. The people of City West have also realized that Gaston Brown has been a failure and a man of great promises, and he has never delivered. Mark my words, City West is coming home in the next election. I can tell you that, and I can assure you of that. And let me tell you, perseverance, dedication, and intention to achieve the goal, you will be successful. Don't worry about the naysayers. Don't worry about those who say, oh, you can't make it. Don't worry about them. In life, you got to persevere. You have to be dedicated, and you have to ensure that you want to achieve the goal, because the people will realize who is the real person who wants to represent them. And I know Gaston Brown is going around, and he's telling people, don't worry about councillor. Don't worry about councillor. Baldwin turn you away. But Baldwin never turn me away for thieving. Baldwin didn't turn me away for taking the brown bag. Baldwin never turned me away for being a joker. Baldwin turned me away because of a principle. I stood up for your issues. I stood up for your concerns because I thought what you said was right. And that is what the United Progressive Party is about. We have people who have strength, can stand up and be here today to talk to you as a representative to go forward. My brothers and sisters, I will come again. See you.